guys, it's Manager Kylie, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you all the information you need to know about NIL and how it is affecting college athletes. So today I thought I'd share some more informational video about the NIL, which is a bill that recently passed allowing college athletes to profit off their name, image, and likeness. This is a way for college athletes to be making money outside of being a professional athlete. They're still not considered professional athletes, and that's a clear distinguish between the NIL and then being a professional athlete. They can't make money off the physical sport, but they can now make money off their image. This is a new thing that the NCAA added in for this current school year. So I'm going to share with you a little bit of details about how it went kind of as the school year wraps up and these seasons come to an end. And then some of the different details around it, how much players are making, and then how you could use that if you're a college athlete in your benefit. But if you guys are interested in more sports administration content just like this, definitely the subscribe button, turn the bell so you get notified every time I upload, as I post a new video every single Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to dive into all the details of the NIL. So like I mentioned before, in the most basic terms, the NIL is name, image, and likeness. And what this is it allows college athletes to profit off of their name, their image, or their likeness. So this is a way for college athletes to be making money while playing the sport. They have such a large audience, and many of the top college athletes have such a large audience that this allows them to be making money through different means because of that large audience. And even on the small schools, so on those Division III schools, it actually allows those athletes to profit as well. Before, no college athlete could be getting any money in any way. So what that means is they couldn't have their own business. They couldn't be getting paid through any sort of social media or anything like that. So that limited a lot of college athletes, especially the Division III athletes, from kind of having that second set of income. Some of their other friends in college were starting their own businesses, doing all these different things to make money, and you could only have a traditional job, which was pretty hard to balance with the athletic schedule. So this allows athletes to be making money off of their name and their image and all that. So you might be wondering now, with this new bill, what are athletes able to do? So athletes are now able to monetize all their social media platforms. So Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, pretty much any social media platform you can think of, they're now able to monetize it. So you might have seen when this passed that many athletes joined the TikTok Creator Fund, YouTube's partner program. They joined different ways to make money through their social medias. They are also now able to be brand reps and be paid by different brands to do advertising. So they can be in brand commercials. They can be a sponsored post on their Instagram. This is a huge thing, especially for some of the Division I athletes in the big main sports, so basketball, football, things along that lines. They are now able to use their huge followings that they gain from playing at those top Division I schools to now be able to make money off of it. Some of these players are making crazy amounts of money, and they're able to use their social media platforms to make an income. These athletes are now able to also sign autographs and make money off of that and do autograph signings at different events. And then a big key one, especially for the non-Division I athletes, is they're now able to start their own business. Before, if you wanted to participate in the NCAA, you could not have your own business. So this means you couldn't be running a t-shirt business out of your dorm room. You couldn't be holding any sort of business that you were making money off of your name or likeness. And now you can be, which is awesome for those, especially the Division III, Division II athletes that were looking to make some money. Many college students have great ideas when it comes to making a business. There's many athletes that want to make some sort of athletic clothing line, things along that lines. And now that they have this ability, they are able to make money and profit off that as well. Before, there was literally college athletes that were getting kicked out of their sports for trying to run their own business. And you might think, why are they shutting down this awesome business venture? Well, it's because they weren't able to make money off of their name. But now with NIL, they are able to do that. So just for some context, you may be thinking, how much money can people make off of this? And this is going to be a wide range. Somebody might be making $1, and people like Bryce Young, who plays for Alabama, in football, he's making over $1.8 million. So some of these big, huge top name, especially football athletes that are expected to go high in the draft, are making large amounts of money. they are able to profit off of their name. These are generally coming from sponsorship posts, brands that are reaching out to them, using that social media following to get a lot of money. There's also many people that are making $500,000. You're going to get a lot of basketball players that are making in the $500,000 range. You're going to have women's basketball players like Paige Beckers that are making a lot of money off of these sponsorship deals. And brands are willing to pay, especially for those big name college athletes. So think of the South Carolina women's basketball team, players on that team, UConn women's basketball. You even have, for men's sports, football, you might have Alabama. For basketball, you may have Gonzaga. All those big name schools for their respective sports are making lots of money for their athletes. Their athletes are able to go out and make lots of money. And now key to this is the athletes aren't making money because of how they perform on the court. That would make them professional athletes, which is not allowed by the NCAA. They are still considered amateur athletes. So they're not making money based on how many points they score, how many minutes they play on the court, how many minutes they play on the field, anything like that. What they're making money on are all these brand sponsorship deals and their connections with their audience, whether that is through a business or through a brand or their social media accounts. So what is the impact of this, and how is this going to impact athletes in the future? One key thing is the NCAA lifted NIL for all of its athletes. There are still some state regulations to be followed within NIL. Not every state has it completely lifted. So for high school athletes, not every state has the ability to have NIL, but it is a very important thing for college athletes. And then another key thing is for those states that have lifted it for college athletes and that it's free to do whatever they want within NIL, this is something that they can be picking up in high school. So there are some high school, especially for football, like 5-star recruits that are already making over $1 million just from different brand sponsorship deals because they're expected to go to some of those top schools and then eventually be top picks in the draft. So these sponsorships are trying to dive in while these athletes are still young, get those connections, build that brand rapport so that they're able to have that connection once they even make it all the way to the NFL. So this is definitely something that's going to help the NCAA and these athletes over time. For many athletes, especially at the Division I level, it's really hard to balance many things in your schedule. Many of these athletes were paying for college or at least getting a scholarship to go to college, but they were pretty much spending a lot of their time on the field and the court. They weren't getting those internship experiences that they would need to then hold a business. Many college athletes aren't going to make it to the professional sports, and that's just how life is. So having the ability for these athletes that are putting in so much time on the field, on the court, into their respective sport, to be able to make money when they're not able to get some of those internship opportunities, work study opportunities, especially, as I keep mentioning, for those Division II and Division III schools. Division II and Division III athletes are not receiving full ride scholarships to go play for these different schools. They might be receiving a little bit of aid, whether that's through their tuition aid or anything like that. They might be receiving a little bit of aid, but it's really hard for them to be balancing the workload of a student athlete, and the key word there is student athlete, balancing that workload while also working on the field to compete for their respective school, while also trying to have an internship or a job to help pay for school. Many of these athletes are trying to pay their way through school, especially at those Division II and Division III levels, and having this option for them to be able to start their own businesses and get paid for other ways, showing off their sport, what it's like to be a college athlete, things along that lines, allowing them to have this opportunity is going to allow more people to both be encouraged to join the NCAA, participate in different respective sports, but also now they're able to make money, get experience, and have a little bit of a base when they have to go back and pay those student loans or get a job after it. They can have that somewhat work experience with it, whether that's not your just traditional internship that many of the other students are able to get because they don't have to balance the schedule of also being an athlete. So I think this is a very important thing for the NCAA. I know they were getting a lot of backlash before they passed this. Once they passed it, it seems like everybody seems to be very much in favor of it. There's been a lot of opportunities. I follow a lot of sports related TikTokers that are college athletes that are now able to make money off of their name, have those sponsorship deals, work with different brands. And working with different brands allows you a lot of communication skills. You're going to learn a lot from this. And I think this is an awesome way for college athletes that are interested in making money and being entrepreneurs now have that ability to both share their love for sports, be an entrepreneur, get their education, and kind of mix that all together through NIL. So I hope you guys found this video informative. If you have any questions about NIL, how it works, how you can benefit off of it, definitely let me know in the comments down below. There's lots of companies out there that are starting up or have already had a good base that have forms that you can fill out online if you're interested in trying to find sponsorships. These websites allow you to go on, fill a form about your sport, what you're interested in working with, different brands, your size, for your social media following, things along that lines, and they can try to partner you up with brands. So if you're looking to do anything like that, I would definitely recommend checking it out, seeing what's out there for you. And if you're an athlete that's looking to start your own business, go ahead, do that. This is what this bill allows you to do, and I think this was a great add to the NCAA. And as we come to the end of the first school year that we've really had this in place, I think it has shown that it is a very helpful thing for many of the college athletes. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you enjoyed, definitely hit the subscribe button, comment down below if you have any questions, and I will see you guys next Wednesday.